Hello everybody, my name is Zenius. Welcome back to the channel for more Star Wars Unlimited. So I know that I'm about to post this video like today. I'm having a little bit of trouble with Force Table, or Star Wars database right now. Just because there's not anything being added. I would love to show you some of the new stuff. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and go into the preview. I'm going to go into the previews here because we have a lot of cool new stuff. I would love to show you some of the new leaders. We got Deidre over here, as well as, where did it go? Deidre and Satine, which I think is going to be a very interesting unit to play. I think it's going to be pretty difficult to play her. You're going to have a very specific deck in order to make her work, so I think she's going to be pretty interesting to try and do. But we also have a couple of new cards in here as well. The only issue with all of this is I can't build any new decks because they're not adding them. So if you go over here to the leaders, if you're looking up Deidre, she should be in the Ds over here with all of the Darths and Dr. Aphra and all of that stuff, but she is not. And I'm not sure if they're making like a separate area for them for like future or something that hasn't been released yet or something like that. I really cannot tell because I'm not seeing them anywhere. I'm not seeing like another label anywhere. Limit to legal. Am I an idiot? Nope. Okay, so Deidre is still not here. Let me go down and look at Satine. Okay, so Satine isn't here as well. She should be over here with Sabine, if she were. Let me see. What other things can I change? Sideboard, limit to my cards. Okay, so it's literally anything. I have everything open right now. Satine isn't here. Deidre isn't here as well. So I don't really know what else to do. If you know where to find these leaders... I started filming a video that went over the new cards in a previous episode, and then I came over here to try and build them, but I ended up stopping halfway through because the leaders aren't here. So if you know where they are, I would love to be able to play them and show you. They are over here in Force Table on the list of updates over here. Oops, I don't know why I did that. On the list of updates over here, there are a bunch of new cards being added. Add Satine Kryze right here, as well as Sly Moore. Yep, Sly Moore right there, which is also a new card over here on the main page. So I know that they're adding them to Force Table, but they're not adding them to Star Wars Unlimited database. So I might have to find a different set. A different website in order to try and do this, but as of right now, I'm at a loss. So if you guys have any ideas as to where I can build these decks so I can test them out for you on the channel, I would love to do that. Just let me know. But I am going to go ahead and go over some of the new stuff. We have quite a few of them since I recorded the last one. These cards right here in the center, I've already gone over in a previous episode that hopefully will be I will be able to post at some point because I want to put them in a video, and I've already filmed it halfway by going over them. But so we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna go over some of the new cards, and then I'm gonna build a Twin Suns deck actually, because I've had this idea for a while. I don't know of any place that I can play it. Carabas doesn't really have any sort of Twin Suns sort of thing, so I don't know of any place that I can play it. If you know of a place where I can play Twin Suns, that would be awesome, but I don't know of one, so I'm not going to be able to go over it in this video. So I'm just going to make it, and then I'm going to physically make it. I have a Twin Suns deck right here. I don't have like a deck box for a Twin Suns. I need to get one because I'm kind of leaning towards that a little bit. But I have a Twin Suns deck in here. It was my double Luke for a minute, and then I ended up having to take out a bunch of those cards in order to make other decks. So I think it only has like 65 cards in it right now, and that's about it. So it's a really fun deck. I really liked it. I think I have... Hold on. I thought I made it on here somewhere. There it is, Twin Suns Luke. This was before Legends of the Force came out, so I don't have any of the new cards out, but this is all that I had in it, and it was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it. I wouldn't get last, but I would consistently get like second place in a Twin Suns. So it was a lot of fun. I think it's really good. I mean, the combo of Luke's is really, really good. You flip out Luke onto hopefully a fighter, blue leader, red squadron, green squadron, whatever, and then you give red Luke a shield with blue Luke, and then you're kind of invincible. So in theory it works, but also there's a lot of, you know, unreliability in a Twin Suns deck. So I'm going to go ahead and go over what we have over here. So starting from the new stuff, not the stuff that I went over in the video that y'all haven't seen yet, we have Labat, which is a 2 cost for a 0/4. He's a Sentinel and he has Grit, which I think is really, really good, honestly, just because he's a 2 cost and he has a decent amount of health. So I think that's cool. We have a 5 cost space unit, Luthen's Hallcraft. I have some thoughts about this one. It's a 5/3. When defeated, you may choose an opponent and disclose aggression or aggression heroism. If you do, that opponent discards 2 cards from their hand. It's like a pillage unit. So you get the pillage aspect with the unit. The only thing is it has 3 health, and that's all it is. And I don't know that I necessarily like that, just because, I mean, it's a low cost unit, and the when defeated is nice, but ideally you want this 5 power to stick around for at least a round. I mean, maybe like take out one of their units, deal 5 to base, whatever it may be, and then kill it off the next round so that you can limit what they can do. I don't know. I think it's going to be a good unit. I just don't love that it has such low health. Personally, I would have liked it to have been a 5/4, and then I feel like it would have been a little bit better. I think some people might have had a grievance with like Eth Koth being 5/4 and it being kind of difficult for you to kill it off. It's easy for your opponent to, but you want Eth Koth to go out when you want it to. Same with Luthens over here. So I don't know. I don't love the 3. We have a 5 cost unit up here, Punishing One. It's a 3/5. This unit gains raid 1 for each damaged enemy unit. When played on attack, you may deal 1 damage to a unit. So that's pretty nice. I think that's pretty cool. You're going to have raid 1 basically right off the bat, as long as your opponent has a unit out there. I really, really like that. I would put that in like an Asajj Ventress Grit deck. I like that a lot. We have a 5 cost Cunning unit, Vel Sartha. I don't know that I know where this character is from. I'm drawing a little bit of a blank on that one. She's a 4/6 raid 2. Each exhausted enemy unit gets -2 while defending. I really like this card. I think I would want to put it with my Cal Kestis deck, which I will get into later. High Command Consular. He's a 2 cost heroism for a 1/4. Interesting. While you control another official unit, this unit gains raid 2. I think we're going to see a lot of official units in both heroism and villainy. I mean, I think officials are going to kind of take over for a second there. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a decent amount of like heroism, or sorry, official meta. Just based off of how many cards we have. I have a friend who loves Emperor Palpatine, the old one that I think it came out in Spark of Rebellion. He loves playing it, and I think with all of the official units, it's definitely going to make a comeback. Okay, we got a 4 cost, no aspect, Ando Commission. It's a 4/3 Sentinel, so not my favorite. I'll be interested to see if that one makes into any deck. We have Luthen Rail, which is a leader unit. He's a 5 cost, flips out on 5 resources. When a friendly unit is defeated while attacking, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, deal 1 damage to a unit or base. And I love his flip. When he flips on 5 resources, he's a 2/7. When a friendly unit is defeated while attacking, you may deal 2 damage to a unit or base. So just a better version of when he's a leader. I don't know yet. I cannot wait to make a deck out of this one because I think he's gonna be really, really good. I cannot wait to see this one in action because it's kind of like Suicide Sabine. You want your units to be attacking your opponent's units, taking them out so that you can deal 1 or 2 damage to your opponent's base. So you're clearing the field while also damaging their base. And I think that's going to be really, really good. I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to become the new Sabine. I mean, there's no way that it's going to replace Quinlan, but I think this is going to be a very good unit moving forward. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this one beating the meta a couple times in some PQs next year. We have a 6-cost Vigilance Heroism unit, Jade Squadron Patrol. It's resistance. It's a 6/6 Sentinel. I kind of like it. I mean, it's decent power, decent health. It's going to take a lot to take it out, so I like it. We have a 4-cost Vigilance Bardotan Ornithopter. I am absolutely blanking on this too. Is this from... Oh, is this from Resistance? That Resistance show, the same one Kaz is from? I have no clue where this is from. I don't know it. I don't know it. When played, you may disclose a Vigilance card. If you do, draw a card. Okay, so we got a little bit more control. That's cool. You might want to combine that with Deidre. I mean, blue aggression is kind of meta right now, but her leader side, the other side of her is whenever... Oh, what is it? Let me see. Action, choose an enemy unit. Its controller may deal 2 damage to it. If you don't, draw a card. So having a lot of cards in your hand is going to be very nice for this one. We have a 1-cost Aggression Heroism Rebellious Functionary. It comes out hidden for 1, and it's a 2/2. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's gonna be a good card. I think you're gonna see this a lot. Most 1-cost units are like a 1/1. They normally don't have a lot of health, but this, the 2/2, it's pretty nice because you're getting a lot of decent damage on the field and also health. Like normally for a 1-cost, you're getting something with 1 power or 1 health. So I like that card. I'm going to use that for sure. We have a 3-cost Cunning Heroism Rebel Propagandist. It's a 2/4, not bad. We see a lot of 3-cost cards that are like that. When played and when defeated, give another friendly unit +1 and Saboteur for this phase. I like that a lot. That's going to be pretty nice. I don't know if I would put that in my Cal deck or not. Okay, we have a 1-cost Cunning unit, A-Wing. It is a 1/2 with a Raid 1. Okay, so we're seeing a little bit of a Green Squadron A-Wing right here. I kind of like that a lot, just because I don't know. It's we're gonna see Green Squadron A-Wing phase out in March of next year, and I think they need something to replace it. Obviously, we're going from aggression to cunning, but I think this is going to be pretty similar. Basically, it's a 2/2, and the one that we have... What is Green Squadron? Hold on. It would be in here. Green Squadron... Oh, it's Raid 2. So, really, Green Squadron is a 2/2, and the A-Wing, the Cunning A-Wing, is going to be 2/2. While this is a 3/3. This is a 3/3. Okay, cool. All right, so it's not quite a replacement, but we still see a little bit of something. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Okay, new deck, Tin Suns Trilogy. Oh, interesting. I like how they put Trilogy on here. That's cool. I like that a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a Twin Suns. I'm not gonna put in all of it just because I don't think that you want to watch all of it, honestly. But here is what I'm going to do. I want to do Cal. So basically, my 2 main decks right now are Cal and Avar. And I've had this idea for a while of combining these two because he comes out so quickly and she comes out so late. And I think what I want to do is I want to combine it, which is a regular vanilla base. Just because I think these two together are going to be a very good duo. because you're going to have her that can create the force and him that is constantly using it. So being able to use his exhaust ability every single round, even way late into the game, is going to be incredibly good. They added A-Wing here, so why don't we have the leaders? Okay, this is making me so mad that I can't play around with these because I'm not able to. What is that? Because I'm not able to. Let me bump it up to 200. I want to see. Can I not do that? I cannot do that. Okay, fine. No, that's fine. I think I just broke it. I just broke it, guys. Okay, it's back. We got the we got the 200. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna start throwing in some stuff that I know that I have. I know restore. I don't know. I don't love the Republic thing. I only have 3 of those, and they're all in my Cal deck already. That's a new one. Okay, I might just go ahead and throw some stuff in, and then I'll come back and show you what I have. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I will like pause a little bit on each little section. Basically, all of these are kind of cards that I already have in most of these 2 decks. I'm sure, I don't know, I probably could have just combined or added all of the ones that were in my Avar and my Cal deck, and it would have been enough. I mean, you have your typical Anakin, Crafty Smuggler, Grogu, Jedi Consular, Gungi, stuff like that, stuff that's really going to help, as well as some stuff that I think is not super normal. I have Guerrilla Soldier in here, which is also in my Cal deck. I really, really like it. I mean, most of the time you're going to find that in a Quinlan Voss deck, but I find it really works here as well. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Venestra, Chirrut, of course. I do have Dooku in here. He's not in my Cal deck, and I don't know that I really want him in my Cal deck. He seems pretty decent, but I don't know. I'm not finding a lot of use for him there. I find myself not really playing him. Kira is also in here, as well as Ayla Secura, which is from Twilight. She's a legendary. I only have 1 of her, so I was like, you know what? Why not? But she's in here. I don't know. It's nice to have her just because, I mean, you might need her at some point. She's a 5 cost with a 6/5, so I'm not gonna argue. And then you have Chewbacca, Faithful First Mate in here, which I think would go good on any of the ships they have. I put Qui-Gon, Jin, Yoda, Zillibeast, stuff like that for any late game stuff. But I think the dynamic of having Cal early game coming out at 4 resources and Avar Chris coming out late game at 9 resources, or 7 or 8 if you're lucky, then I think you're going to be just fine. The only thing that you're going to have to be careful of is you're going to want to create the force before you flip her out, because with a vanilla base, you're not going to have any way of creating the force once she's out. So you're going to have to be careful once she's out. I'm going to pause a little bit here on the Starfighters. I think you can see, yeah, you can see that. I'm going to pause here on the Starfighters. You have N1 Starfighter, which I have in Cal, Restored, Conquered Dawn, Millennium Falcon, Sabine's Masterpiece, Bright Hope. I have Kamagala Fighters. I do have this in my Cal deck. I find it's actually pretty decent late game. If you somehow lose steam halfway through the game with like a hard control deck, which really starts to pick up. I played at an event yesterday with my double yellow Cal against a double blue Iden, and I started losing steam a little bit in the late game on one of the matches, and this one kind of saved me, because when played, deal 3 indirect damage to a player, exhaust each unit damage this way. So really, if you're late game, you kind of want all of that damage to be put on the base. Otherwise, they're exhausting their units. So it does kind of help late game. It's not a incredible card. It's a 4 cost for a 3/4, so you're not doing crazy amounts of damage. But it's a little bit of a pump to get some damage on their base, maybe claim, and if they don't take out this ship swing in with a surprise strike or a breaking in. So I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it really, really works. I don't remember putting in Blue Squadron Assault, but you know what? It's a good card. CR90 Relief Runner, Redemption, Purgle King. That's a really good one. I love the Restore 4. And then you have some, you know, common ones. Repair. I love Smuggler's Aid. Kind of run it with most decks that I have. You got your Bamboozle, just in case you're also fighting a space deck. Breaking in, Surprise Strike, Torpedo Barrage, Waylay, Fell, Shatterpoint, take down all of your control cards that you might need. U-Wing, and then for the upgrades, kind of one of each. Since you can't have 3 Yoda's Lightsaber and 3 General's Blade like you normally would with an Avar deck, I went ahead and put in one of each of the lightsabers. They're not all great, some better than the other. Also with a Traitorous in there. It's okay. It's okay. But this is what I have. Again, there's no way that I can play this and test it out. I'm about to message some of my friends on the Discord. I don't think our store used to have a set Twin Suns night where we would all bring in a Twin Suns deck, and I would love to test this out. I don't think that our store has a Twin Suns night anymore, so I might not be able to play this or test it out, but I'm definitely going to make it, just because a lot of these cards are some of the newer ones. Crafty Smuggler is about to go out, but Consular, Loth, Luke, Hermit, Secret of Sage, Yaddle, all of these are ones that are going to be around for at least another 2 years, I think, or a year and a half, really, because I think these are going out in 2027. I think, like Vanessa Row and stuff. I could be wrong. So I'm just gonna call this early and late game ? And then I'll go ahead and oh, can I publish this? We'll do it unlisted for now, and then I'll save it. Okay, so before I let y'all go, I do want to bounce over here to Star Wars Unlimited, their main page, because they have a couple of new articles that I want to go through. It's nothing crazy. I just want to kind of go through some of the important bits that I think are fun. So I love all of that, all of the new stuff that they're coming out with. Of the bases that appear in this set, each aspect gets a base on Coruscant, which I think is pretty cool. So basically, we're going to get to see a lot of Coruscant where a lot of the officials are coming out. They're also talking about the 4 most common traits. Our units set in are in the set are official and vehicle, which I think is very interesting. I think we're going to see a combat with pilots, and then we also see Republic and then Imperial with our first villainous Republic units. So I think, I don't know, I'm a huge Republic fan. I think a lot of what we're going to get is also some Jedi units as well. So I think I want to like kind of hone in, especially once we get a few more of the cards. I would love to find a new leader. I mean, Luthen is probably one that I'm going to play around with already, but I would love to see something in the Republic era. I mean, I know I already have, you know, Avar in the Republic, as well as, don't I have something else? I thought I had something else. Let me double check. I mean, I have a bunch of like theory crafted stuff with Quinlan Voss, as well as Kit Fisto. So some kind of, but anything crazy. I do love this part that they're talking about. 5 of the 18 leaders in the set depict characters who have never had a unit or leader before. I have been getting a little tired of them rehashing a bunch of the leaders that we have. I mean, I love a lot of the characters that they're going over, but I mean, we have 2 Darth Vaders and 2 Luke Skywalkers in the game. And while I love both of those characters, and I think they're both incredibly good leaders, I don't think we necessarily need to rehash what has already been done. Especially when they're all legal right now. So I think if they're, I think moving forward, I think with the like 6 sets that are legal moving forward, I think it would be really, really cool for us to have only 1 leader that is legal. So no 2 Darth Vaders, no 2 Luke Skywalkers, stuff like that. So I think it would be It would be pretty cool for that. There are also some kind of hints down here that I like. A unit in the set has the highest printed raid value of any card in the game so far. From what I understand, I think raid 3 is the highest one that I know about. So it's got to be higher than that. The following traits are rewarded by cards in the set: Official, Naboo, Law, Droid, Rebel, and Transport. You know me, I'm a huge Luke Skywalker fan, I'm a huge Rebel fan, so I think I'm definitely going to be playing around with that. I would love to see some Luthen Rail love. I mean, I already mentioned it in this video a couple times. I love the Luthen Rail card, so I think building something around Rebel. There has been some talk about Tarkin Town and Sabine Wren being the next things that are banned. I doubt it. I really do doubt it. I mean, there's been a lot of talk on Reddit. All you have to do is go to Star Wars Unlimited Reddit thread, and it's everywhere that those two cards are the two top ones that are going to get banned. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it, because we're so close to everything being like rolled over and the first 3 sets kind of being rotated out. So I don't think that there's any need for it. I think they're going to let people have their fun for the next, 6 months that they're going to be available, and then they're going to let them rotate over. Because really, Luthen Rail, I think, is going to become the next Sabine. So what are they going to do? Are they going to ban Sabine, and then 2 months into the next set, they're going to ban Luthen? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. So I would love to build a deck around Luthen. And then I would love to see some of that Rebel love that they're talking about, because I think there's going to be a lot of fun there. One card punish your... Oh, no, sorry, that's not what I was thinking of. It's this one down here. There is a leader in the set with no heroism or villainy aspect icons. With this last set, the Legend set, we saw some Revan and Anakin with no other aspects besides vigilance, villainy and heroism, and now we're getting one with no heroism and villainy. So I think that is going to be a lot of fun, being able to figure out like what is best. I mean, you're playing both aspects with that one, and I think obviously the Anakin Skywalker unit, the whatever Champion of Mortis card, that's not heroism or villainy, but you get -3/-3 for a heroism and a villainy card in your discard. I mean, I think that is going to come into play here a lot. So I think that's really cool. I'm very interested to see that. I think we're going to see another spike in how much that Anakin Skywalker unit costs. There's one up here as well. A command leader is set in this set can deploy repeatedly throughout the game, as their deployability is not an epic action. So it's kind of like Poe Dameron, which I think it only costs 1 to place him onto a vehicle unit. So I think that's also going to be a lot of fun. I'm very interested to see how that works, what that does, what the point of him flipping out multiple times is. And I love that they're being vague about it. I mean, they really want to like show like, hey, there's some stuff that we want to tease. And then this one, there's a 2-card combo in the set that can theoretically deal 30 or more damage in a single attack. I'm so interested to see what that is. I wonder if they're going to show it on a live stream or something like that. That's like, hey, this is what the card duo is that we were talking about. Because if you can deal 30 or more damage to a base, you're winning in 1 round. So that's pretty cool. I wonder if it does have to do with something of the printed raid value. I mean, I don't know. I think, hold on, does it say in this set? There's a 2-card combo in this set. I was wondering, the Mark and Row card, the Cunning Villainy card, that each raid is doubled while this unit is out or something like that. I was wondering if that had something to do with it. And then there's a bunch of cool teasers down here, none of which I'm crazy about. So I think this is a lot of fun. You can read through it here if you want. You can pause the video and read through them. None of them are crazy, just on their own. So I think I would love to see them while I'm able to look at the entire set. Now, of course, I do want to go over what everyone is talking about. I'm sure you have heard about it, but Force Throw is effectively banned. This doesn't go into effect until almost a week from now, on September 22nd. But Force Throw is banned simply because they were seeing a huge amount of this card in everyone's deck. I mean, that was a big reason why a lot of people were picking Aggression when it comes to Force decks. I mean, a lot of people were doing red with Avar Chris, because, I mean, being able to play Force Throw is really, really nice. But they were saying, I'll read this one right here. Force Throw was played in just over half of the top 64 decks of the Galactic Championship and continue to have a high play rate as we move to our planetary qualifiers. On a bad week, Force Throw takes up roughly 35 to 40% of the top 8 meta share and around 45% of winners. On a good week, each of those numbers can go up to 50%. Additionally, each week, between 65 to 75% of heroism decks make top 8, including Force Throw in some capacity. So basically, they were saying the whole 65 to 70%, and I did see somewhere it spiked up to 80% of heroism decks had them, just 80% of decks in general had them. They specified additionally each week 65 to 75 of heroism decks make up use Force Throw in some capacity, but I think it's 80% overall, from what I understand, of Force Throw decks, or decks have Force Throw in them. So this is effectively banned for the rest of the year, which does suck. I mean, I think most everyone has this card in most of their decks. I think some Han decks have it in there. I'm sure there's a Sabine deck out there with some Force Throw in it. But for the most part, like, this is a OP card that really, really came about with the last set. So it's effectively banned. If you did not know, I mean, I don't know how you could have missed it. It's the biggest thing ever. I'm sure a lot of people are going in a different direction now with some of their stuff. So I think we are going to see a shakeup in the meta, especially with Quinlan Voss, as well as maybe Mother Talzin. I think some Han Red. I'm sure Yoda Red as well is going to see a hit in that. But I don't know. It does kind of run Luke Skywalker, which is a really, really good card anyway. So I don't know that you're going to run into that anyway. So who knows? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I know this is a little bit different. I've been finding it difficult to be able to test anything because I'm not able to pick the leaders in Star Wars Unlimited database right now. I'm able to pick the cards, oddly enough, which I don't understand that. I'm going to have to double check, and I'm going to have to look through it, and I might go ahead and hopefully post the video that I started recording next week, but we'll see. Let me know down in the comments below what else you want me to cover or what Twin Suns idea you want me to explore. I will go ahead and post this deck link on the down in the description below if you want to look through it. I'm trying to get more involved with Twin Suns as we move forward in the game, because I know that, you know, there's a shifting play style, and there are a lot of different stores that are exploring Twin Suns as well as trilogy events as well. So I would love to see an expansion in what Star Wars Unlimited is. I mean, the whole, you know, two-player duo or two-player event premiere setup that we have is really, really fun, and I think it's exciting. But I think expanding into Twin Suns and maybe even into kind of a 4-player matchup would be a lot of fun, and maybe even, hey, let's bump it up to 10. Let's have groups of 10 duel it out. I mean, I think that would be a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and a comment down below, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.